Hello, my name is Tim Hirama, and I am the designer of Archmage. I'm going to run you through a 4-part video series with details on how to play the game. Part 1 will simply focus on setup and components. We will be demonstrating the game using Tabletopia, and I encourage you to support their great online gaming platform. So here we are in Tabletopia. Normally in this environment, the game will already be set up for you, with only a few modifications needed. However, the board game version doesn't come with this degree of automation, so let's proceed through the steps. We will start by creating the map at the center of the table. In the very center of the land, we are going to place the Cursed Mage Tower. It is surrounded by districts where each of the 6 mythic races have maintained an enclave. Then, we will place out the number of towns according to the number of players. There will be 6 towns in a 4-player game, 4 in a 3-player game, and 3 in a 2-player game. These towns are always placed face up and in positions specified in the rulebook. Next, we will create a deck of wilderness locations. One set of wilderness locations is equal to 1 tile in each of the 5 types: libraries, mines, crypts, groves, and ruins. With 2 players, we will use 3 sets of tiles, with 3 players 5 sets, and with 4 players 6 sets. I will demonstrate the 3-player setup. All of these wilderness locations are placed face down and shuffled together. They are then placed in the layout specified in the rulebook. These locations will need to be explored by the mages as the game progresses. Finally, the 6 outpost locations are shuffled together face down and placed at the periphery of the map. This deck is made up of 3 camps and 3 hybrid race enclaves, but more on these later in the videos. Each player will then place their mage meeple in the center of the map on the Cursed Tower. In front of each player, place a tower board, a spell mantle, a mage tower, a player aid, and the deck of cards corresponding to their mage color. It is worth noting that the actual spells contained within these decks are identical for all players. Then place 15 followers to the left of the tower board. These followers represent the members of each order that are currently traveling the land with their chosen mage. They are referred to as the company. They can be deployed to locations on the map to maintain control of key locations, or they can be initiated into the knowledge of magic and act as apprentices if placed on the player's tower board. If playing the base game, the remaining 10 followers of each color can be placed in the supply along with the various spell tokens used in the game. If playing the deluxe version, the remaining 10 followers can be placed in the cloth bag to act as a personal supply. The rules for the supply are otherwise identical in the base and the deluxe game. Next, each player should receive a set of planetary tokens, 1 in each of 6 different colors. These will act as a timer for the game. With 4 players, the game will last 13 rounds. During setup, each planet is randomly placed into a unique space other than the central conjunction space. Note, the order of the planets in this track will be unique for each player. The tracking of planetary alignment will be seen differently from each player's mage tower. With 3 players, the game will last 14 rounds. So, during setup, each player will select one of their planets and move it further away from conjunction. With 2 players, the game will last 15 rounds. So during setup, both of the centermost planets are moved 1 space away from conjunction. Finally, each player should receive a set of relic cubes, 1 in each of 6 different colors. These will be placed onto the tower board according to the random starting position of the planets. Beneath the planetary tracking spaces, there are numbers visible in yellow boxes. These indicate the starting number of relics for each color. Using this 3-player setup, the mage would begin with 1 black bone relic and 1 red blood relic, 2 green seed relics, 2 yellow widget relics, and 2 orange gem relics, and 3 purple scroll relics. Once all players have completed this setup, they are ready to begin gameplay. This concludes the setup and components portion of the How to Play video. Please proceed to Part 2, which provides an overview of the magic system.